Welcome to I Think This Is Great with Clay and Ferno. Today I am speaking with Zondra Evans of ZTV Network, which is available on your favorite TV streaming devices.
Zondra,
Hi Clay, how you doing?
I'm so great. It's funny, I feel like I know you. I just watched a bunch of videos and listened to a bunch of podcasts you were on to
Oh,
prepare.
okay.
I'm honored. I'm humbled that you come on my show. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for having me. I'm
That's,
excited. That's awesome. Where are you located, Clay?
I'm in Boston.
Oh,
I'm in
all right,
Boston.
nice.
Are you in Texas?
I'm in Dallas.
Is everything okay?
Everything is
Okay.
good. Only had a little power surge for a couple of hours on Monday, and so everything has been good. No issues. So I thank God for that. I feel fortunate.
Me too. I'm glad
Yep.
you're safe and okay. All right,
Yeah.
well, let's get into it because you have other things to do and we'll get started.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay.
High five. Bam.
So, welcome to I Think This Is Great with Clay and Ferno. I'm here with Zondra Evans, who is the founder of Zondra TV Network and also a brilliant author. I've read and bought your books and a life coach, and you have a lot of things that you offer the universe. So thank you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Clay. It's an absolute pleasure.
So I did read your book, Impact, and I got a lot from it. And I think that people are, especially in the pandemic now, are struggling with their own inner battles of things that are maybe getting in their way. Your book really offers a way to give people their own confidence, I think.
Yeah, I think so. A couple of books. I mean, The Power of Investing in You, was my best-selling book. And in that book, I just talk about that the most valuable asset and the true resource is you. And so if you don't invest in you, who will? And then in the Impact book, it's about making your big impact. This is your time to make your impact.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let, life circumstances define you. You have to let it create depth in your character.
I misspoke. I meant to praise The Power of Investing in You, but I did just finish your chapters in Impact, which is a wonderful book too, because you wrote it with a team of other great women, powerful women that have a lot to offer the universe as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been in a couple of anthologies, and that is the best one that I've ever been in. The group of women, they're just so of high quality, and then they live by what they write in the book. I mean, to me, you could write a whole bunch of, googly gop in a book, but are you really walking that? And so those women are really walking in that. And so that really made it a lot of fun.
So how does one go from working in corporate environment to where you are today, running a TV network? This is crazy. You've gone from something I fault myself in a little bit is I'm extremely loyal to my employers. I've worked for companies for 20 plus years and can't picture myself getting away out of it. But you seem to have pivoted to TV production, which seems like a big jump.
No, it's more than a big jump. So I love that you're loyal, because I think I consider myself to be loyal and extremely committed to what I do. I mean, I worked 40 years in corporate, 40, and I only had 2 jobs in 40 years. So what does that tell you about my sense of loyalty and commitment, right? I'm very committed to what I'm doing, and I give it my best. But the thing that I tell people that are currently in a corporate job is that you must have an exit strategy. And you don't write an exit strategy in bad times, you write it in good times. And so I was lucky enough to have that exit strategy, so that when I did get the golden handshake, which is really the cool way of saying laid off, first time I'd been laid off in my life, but I call it the golden handshake. I blew the dust off of my exit strategy and I began implementing it, but it wasn't for TV. I'm a certified coach. I am a author. I'm a speaker. And that's what was in my exit strategy. I never knew that I'd be owning a TV network.
Well, I think it goes to show just the power of the platform itself, that it's on various different devices. You're on Roku and Apple TV and others.
Yeah.
How do you get into the nuts and bolts of that stuff? How do you get this channel on all of these different platforms? It seems pretty daunting.
I think it's divine favor. I'm going to leave
Mm-hmm.
it with divine favor. I was offered to buy my first channel and I did. And when I bought the first channel, I always hear my daughter saying, Mommy, you're a solopreneur. What are you doing spending that kind of money and buying a channel?
Mm-hmm.
But I did. I that's how I got started in TV. And really, I don't think that I struck out to be in TV. And then from there, I just got picked up by other channels. So that's how we ended up on so many Roku channels, Amazon, Apple. We're on Black Contemporary TV Network. We're in a lot of different places, as well as Comcast cable. So it's awesome.
I think that a lot of people may be struggling with what you definitely put as rocks in your way. I think a big one is the self-doubt, and then maybe even negatively thinking about some things, that maybe decisions they made in the past. And I know I can say that confidently because I've done my own self-reflection on this, that I think of those things a lot. I think of, why didn't I take this job when it was offered? Or why am I staying at this one job? Why am I so loyal when I could go out and do brilliant things on my own?
Yeah.
When you're coaching people, how do you get them out of that mess?
Well, I think that we all have moments of a lack of self-confidence, or potentially just not knowing whether or not it's in our wheelhouse. I think there's a couple of things. And the first thing is, it's about mindset. If your mindset isn't right, it doesn't make any difference whether you're confident or self-confident or lack of self-confidence. It's your mindset. What is your mindset around being unconventional? What is your mindset about being uncommon? A lot of times we want to fit in, and because we can't, a lot of times what we believe we're called here to do, we know what it is, but it may not fit in with mainstream. It might not fit in. And so you go like, no, I'm not going to do that, because what will my family think? What will my mother think? What will my kids think? I went through the same thing when I bought my first channel. What are they going to think? They're like, you got 2 shows and now you got a channel. Are you kidding me? It's about mindset, though. I believed so much in what I was doing that I was willing to be unconventional and something that it is uncommon in what people were doing. I could have did what everybody else did, but I chose to go this route. And I've been speaking on stages, and I call this your blue rose moment. Everybody has a blue rose moment. It's that unconventional thing. There's such a thing as a blue rose, but we're used to seeing red, yellow, and white roses. And so we try to fit everything into those blocks. But there's this occasional blue rose moment that comes up that's uncommon and different. Are you willing to actually access your blue rose moment?
That's really inspiring. And I found myself just very recently doing some major pivots like this, but it does take a certain amount of extra work on my hand, and like wanting to do it and not procrastinating. And also it takes a bit of putting yourself out there, really, and calling on people. I've never called for clients before or tried to get business until the last couple of weeks, and there just seems like there's so many resources. If you want to cash in on some of those opportunities, you have to go out there and do it. You have to do the actual work.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is going to be work. And some things that you end up doing is more work than others. But at the end of the day, it's all kind of work. And some of it's pleasant, some of it's not pleasant. Yeah, it's kind of having to go through the process, right? It's just part of the process. And again, reframe your mindset. It's just part of the process of growing and learning and shaping and forming your destiny. So,
are you accused of by either your friends or family of being just so uber positive all the time? Because I get that a lot. They're like, why are you so glass half full all the time? That just seems to me how I behave, and I know that it irks some people, but do people either accuse you of that same thing? I wonder that.
you know what? I don't know that they accuse me of that, but they are waiting to see the moment when I kind of get on a call and I'm like, that's just not who I am. God didn't make me to be that person. And it has nothing to do with TV. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I've just been that person with the mindset that how I respond dictates how I recover. So I'd rather respond positively in order to have a positive recovery. It just is easier for me. People say it's easier to smile than to frown. This is who I am. And so actually people love me. They like, I'm more Zondra. And I'm like, okay, because this is how I live life. This is not a show. This is really who I am. Yeah.
It's funny to me because I sometimes wish I could use a magic wand and, like my partner, I wish I could be like, boop, I wish you were a little bit happy about this thing. But I understand that everybody has their own challenges and their own frustrations too at the same time. So I feel like compassion is a lot, and empathy seems to be the new words of business and quarantine and business right now. It seems to be very important to people.
Yeah, I think so. And you know what, Clay? I mean, it's not as though I don't have any challenges. It isn't that I don't cry any tears, because I would not be telling you the truth about that. There are days when I am just having the pity party, like, oh my God, pity party, Zondra, but I don't live in pity party. See, some people can have a pity party and stay in it for weeks at a time.
Yes.
And that's really called depression. I don't live in pity parties. I have a moment. But then you have to think about me as a coach, right? I'm a certified energy coach. So what does that really mean? That means that there's two types of energy, one that's called catabolic and one anabolic. I choose to operate in anabolic energy because I have more choices available to me. Catabolic energy happens, but I don't stay there. I'm like, okay, I realize that I'm there. Let me get myself together and get back on track, because it's about mindset.
And also that's showing not only empathy, compassion to other people, but compassion toward yourself, allowing yourself to feel negative for a little bit, and you'll get out of it, but just, kind of embrace the whole thing, mind and body, I think,
I think so too. I mean, Angel. So, Angel's my PR girl and has been for the whole journey. And we were on some show the other day together, and she was just like, I remember the days. I mean, I'd meet her and I would be having a coaching session, and I'd be like, when is it ever gonna happen? I mean, I keep working. And so we can remember those days. We're human. I bleed red blood like everybody else. And so I'm human, but I don't live there. It's very rare to catch me like I'm just... that just takes me down, even to put my head down like that. I'm like, ooh, who wants to live like that? It's hard to hang your head down. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. Another thing I got from your book was something that on my spiritual practice and journey, I've been sober for a long time. You mentioned a couple of things that identify with my spiritual program that way: meditation. And also, one of the things they tell you, not so much in the books of AA or NA, but when you actually go to meetings and talk, is identify, don't compare. People are always comparing themselves to your cubicle mate or your boss or the guy that does the same job as you, but he's making twice the amount of money. You have to just identify that those are the things that are happening. And that's not you. You have your own journey. You have your own life.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Which gets back to what that blue rose moment, right? Like everybody is presented with a moment when you have to make a decision to accept the call. And if
Mm-hmm.
you accept the call on your life, it could be the most glorious moment. It could be the true glory in your entire story, but it might not be conventional. It might be something totally off. I mean, that's how I got to streaming TV. This is something totally left that I would have never put in my journey.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm a believer, and God said, I want you to be on TV. And so that's what I'm doing.
So that's a good time for me to ask you, what is coming up from your TV network? What are you working on? What's exciting? You have like 12 producers, I heard, and
I
a lot of
know.
hiring, and that sounds like a lot of shows.
It's a lot to do. 12 producers that are actually going to be graduating from the incubator in May, and we'll have a big formal program. But season 2 of the incubator is starting, and God bless me with 13, a baker's dozen again.
Great. Wow.
Of producers. So by the end of this year, we'll have over 25 shows on the network. We are rebranding as I speak. And we're bringing up another network to allow us to do more around pay-per-view, to really position me and the company to be able to create executive producers so that they can have their own downloadable channel that's powered by Zondra TV Network. So, that's what's going on with us. We're growing by leaps and bounds. We are the only TV media incubator in the world that actually takes in the world, I could say that we literally take you through a 12-month program on how to be a TV producer, but more importantly, how to also monetize your content so that you're not just giving it away.
And I picture you as ultimately the idea person. I could be wrong about this. You have to develop a curriculum for this incubator, right? And through your direction. Executive.
Yeah, we did create a curriculum, and the program, I mean, the way it works, the program has a virtual 2-hour session every month, and that's called group study, right? We group together, and that helps to build the tribe of producers between themselves. But the program also comes with a one-on-one every single month for 90 minutes directly with me. I'm a business coach. Too. So I'm sitting down and coming up with your business strategy that's going to work for you. And then we implement together, and we believe in cross promotion and cross pollination. So we really use a lot of that in the program and teach people how to do that, and do that with great finesse.
That's so great. Everyone would be so lucky to have a one-on-one with you with all of your great experience. It sounds so fun. Also, I mean, everybody's pivoting, so there's a great time right now to do this very niche for entrepreneurs, business people, business women to motivate, and just, it's great to think that you have a channel you can just go and watch. And are you still doing your fireside chat?
I am. Actually, I have a big show coming. It's going to be really amazing. Myself and several producers are going to be interviewed by the owner of a major radio network. And she's going to interview us and talk to us about production and how did we get here. And so that's going to be a 2-part series. So we're excited about that coming down the pipe. And then we got a couple other big shows that we're going to be doing too. So we still do Fireside Chat. We still do Real Biz Talk. Those are my 2 shows, and I'll probably never give them up because I just have that love for people. And so,
You're such a natural at talking with people. I noticed from your interviews, and obviously right now, it just seems like you can really connect one-on-one. And that's what I enjoy about your interviews, the ones that I've seen so far. It's just great. And I've seen you pop on other shows, and you're just as comfortable wherever you are. That's more than just confidence. That's that great energy you're putting out there.
Thank you so much. I always say, give God the glory. I mean, people tell me I'm great at it, Clay, and sometimes I go, I am. I mean, you kind of don't. I am. I mean, I mean, I didn't go to school to learn how to be on TV and in media. But people say that I'm great at it, and I just go, well, thank you. I humbly say thank you. And we just continue to be magnetic and bring people in. I've got two folks right now, one out of Vegas, one out of North Carolina, that we're waiting for an answer on, that will be also coming into our Baker's Dozen. And so it just continues to grow and to blossom because we are really pouring into people. And right now people need a tribe. And, Zondra TV Network is a tribe.
That's so great. I'm so proud to have you on my show. Thank you so much. I'm humbled, really. Thank you so much. Is there anything else how should people follow you? They just need to go to the website?
No, you know what? I'm a certified coach, so you can talk to me about life stuff. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, and I am an executive producer of a TV network. But I really would love it if you would go to Be on ZTV. That's BEON ZTV.com. Look at all of the great content, read some articles, and if you want a discovery call, please, by all means, click the button, get you a discovery call. It's absolutely complimentary.
It did sound like I was wrapping up, but I had to say, because I know that I've been asked to be speaking in front of panels for pop culture stuff, and there's something that's happening now with TV, but also with streaming, because people can't be that close together. But I do miss kind of being on the stage. I wonder if you miss being on stage speaking to a room full of people too.
I do miss being on stage with the mic in my hand in front of thousands. I do. But you know what? Being on stage is a mindset thing too, because you know what? I've been on so many virtual stages that I feel as though the effect is just as great as if I was there in person. And virtual swag bags mean that people get that one-on-one time with you as though you were in the back of the room and talking to people. So, I mean, I've just kind of pivoted and conditioned myself that I'm happy with a stage that's virtual as well as one live. Either one works for me. So.
Zondra Evans, thank you. Coach Zondra, thank you so much for coming on my show. I really appreciate it. And I wish you best of luck with the second season. And I'll be tuning into all of your fireside chats for sure. That is guaranteed.
I appreciate you, Clay. Thank you so much for having me. I've had a blast. And I wish you all the best with your podcast. I'm excited that you are being courageously intentional and going after it. You go after it, Clay.
That means so much to me. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. Support the podcast at clayinferno.substack.com, paypal.me/CLAYNFERNO. Music by House of Harm. Support the artists at houseofharm.bandcamp.com.